Good morning, church. My name is Maureen. Words are not enough to thank God for what He has done for me. Today is my birthday. Today won't have come to be with what the devil decided to do in my life. I think April 20th, I left the house. Normally, I was going to work on the island. And then, normally, for those that work on the island, we all know that there is no direct bus going to either VI, Aja, except all these small buses, all these small cars and Siennas at Bega Air. So I boarded, I came down to Bega, and I'm always conscious of, most times when I'm entering these cars, I don't like staying either in the middle, even Sienna buses, I don't like Sienna cars. If I would take Sienna, I would rather prefer to stay in the front instead of the back. But this very day, okay, unlike the normal time I used to leave the house, I leave the house 5:30, but this very day I left the house around 6. Getting to the bus stop here, I didn't get car on time. So when I checked the time, it was after 6. And then a car came. I saw the color of the car. It was a wine Camry. And then the car was calling VI. Everybody entered. I waited so that I could enter last. So I entered last. I entered as the last person and I asked him, "Are you going through law school?" He said, "Yes, that he will go through law school." "Okay, how much is your ride?" He said, 400. So we're on the move. As we were going, as in before approaching Ogudu, I noticed I was feeling weak somehow from my heart. And normally Wednesdays are my waiting days, my fasting days. And I was waiting on God that very day, and I just finished my devotion. So I was in between, like, as in this way I'm feeling is not normal. Should I just get water? So I just make up my mind that no, that I'll just hold on to the fast. Even if it's 12, I don't break my fast by 12. Okay, I'll break the fast by 12. Okay, so I just wind down. I wind down completely the glass at my side. I noticed the front glass and the side glass was also wind down. So I asked the man beside me that, please, I noticed the other glass was not wind down. So I told him to please wind down for me. I don't know the way I'm feeling. Okay, so he told me, the driver said the glass there is not working. And I said, okay, no problem. As soon as we passed that Ogudu, before approaching Iyanefako, there is this turning that leads to, I think, Oshodi, Abi, Ikeja Azes. The next thing, the car just entered that route. Entering that route, they just turned my head upside down inside the car, and I was just shouting, "Jesus, Jesus, what's going on?" Me that I was sitting at the door side, they maneuvered me to the middle, and the other guy moved to the door side. So immediately that happened. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I was just shouting Jesus. The next thing he did was they held my throat, and I noticed there was a baton, like this baton police people use. The police one is wooden, but their own was iron. I just noticed they just hit that button on my forehead. And I was like, anything you want, please just take anything. As in, just take anything you want. So they introduced themselves that this is the mission they are into, that they are from Osun State, that's what they do. They just said all those rubbish. And I was just like, anything you want to take, just take. So they told me that which number can I give to them so that they can call for ransom. At that moment, I didn't even know who to call. As in, I just remember, okay, my spiritual father is a pastor. So already they've collected my phone. So when they collected my phone, my head was still down. And then they told me to open the phone. I opened the phone. As soon as I opened the phone, I noticed they wanted to put something in my eyes. And then I was trying to close my eyes. I don't know what they want to put in my eyes. But when they moved that thing close to my nose, I smelled it was aboniki. So they brought out the rub. They started washing my eyeball, like with the rub. And they packed the rub inside my nostril. And they closed my nostril, held my throat. I could not breathe. I was dying. So in between, they were calling the number and they were telling me that the line is not going. So I said, he has other line. They were telling me that they are calling this person. Would they sure get money from this person? I said they will get. The reason why I actually gave his number is that, at least, as in being my spiritual father, if he knows about what was going on, be able to put me in prayer, like I'm in danger already. At that moment, the number was not going. And then the next thing, as in when I noticed all what they were doing, so I tried raising my hands up, like so that the cars that are moving can know that something was happening in the car. So they hit the iron on my hand too. As if it was not enough, they hit it on my elbow, hit it on my leg. Like, as in at that point I was dying. I was just calling on God. So I heard when one of them said, as in, our back is showing that they should press. They didn't even wait. They were still on the move. Right when the other one said, our back is showing that they should press that down, and he said it in Yoruba. I just believe that God just wants me to, as in, it was just God at that moment. So immediately I heard they speak Yoruba, so I just switched to Yoruba immediately. And I told them, Ejo, Emma Kwame, Aburo yin moje. And they were like, so more Yoruba near. So I said yes. And they're like, okay, so am I giving them, why am I giving them a pastor number and the rest? I do not have a family member that I could give to them and all of that. They were not asking me, which church am I going to? I told them I'm going to Redeem. That I even told them I'm Daddy Adeboye's daughter, and they were like, "She Adeboye in the catalog bowo." And I was just like, in my mind, I was just like, whichever way. So they now said that, you know what they will do now, that they will help you. Even at that point, even when I could not breathe anymore. So that's if I was losing it all, not even with the rub, the effect of the rub on my eyes. So they told me in the next seconds, like they saw my ATM, they collected everything they want to collect. They told me in the next seconds that they'll push me out of the car. That's the help they can do to me. That when they push me out of the car, I should not sit down, I should not bend down, else I'm dead. And I said, okay, thank you very much. So they washed and they just pushed me out of the car. Even when they pushed me out of the car, when they said they were heading to Oshun, I thought probably it might be Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Yeah. So I could not sit so that a moving car don't come and just crash on me and all of that. So I was just there, as in calling out for help. I could not hear any car coming before a man heard my voice from the other side. He was calling my two, and the man came to me. What's going on? So he noticed I could not see. Like my eyes were shut. I could not see. I heard people talking around me. Before I told them, to cut the long story short, I told them they should help me book a ride so I can get to the office first, show myself, and then may that go to the hospital. No, like they booked the ride because really if I'd called them, they wouldn't believe what had happened.
Hallelujah.
So I was in the hospital for days. I could not see.
And God.
But I just thank God for everything. God took
Hallelujah.
control.
Hallelujah.
And here I am.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.